In this episode, you're going to hear from the amazing Carey Conley. She is an expert on vision, and what she does is she helps you take your vision from your head and your heart and put that on paper. And then once it's on paper, helping you anchor your purpose and your vision together. You'll also hear her amazing story of tragedy and how having that crystal clear vision has helped her triumph. Stay tuned for a great episode. Hi, everyone. I'm Shari.
And I'm Kim, and we are so excited for today's podcast.
We have the amazing Carey Conley, and I'm going to give her kind of an informal introduction because we have been friends for years and reconnected through networking, and so happy when she moved to Arizona because then we got to see each other more often. And you are going to be so inspired by her story and just the journey that she has had. So I'm going to let Kim formally introduce you, but you are absolutely one of my favorite people on the planet, and I'm so happy that you are here with us today.
Ditto. And I'm the second favorite, right? No.
Yes.
Well, Carey, you are so amazing, and your story is so inspiring, and I'm so thrilled to call you my friend, and the fact that you've inspired so many. So for those of you who aren't fortunate enough to know you yet, we will share that Carey has been helping you identify your dreams and goals through vision building, and really helps you achieve those goals through your discovering your purpose. She believes that success in life is all about following your true passion and knowing what impact you are here to make in the world. Carey draws from more than 2 decades of experience in growing 2 businesses, decades of being a wife and a mom, and her personal journey of life tragedies that she shares with her audience. It is through her joy and pain, through her success and struggles, that she offers you the greatest opportunity to create a path for you to really find your destiny and live with purpose. And I think it is so important, especially in these crazy times right now, to really define your purpose and start living it. And I truly believe that we as individuals have the opportunity to make the biggest impact when we're living our purpose. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for giving me the platform to share this because it is very, very important.
So as everyone knows, the topic of our podcast is Kiss Corporate Goodbye. And one of the things that we like to highlight is people who have been able to transition from corporate into entrepreneurship using network marketing as a vehicle. And so, Carey, if you could just share with our listeners a little bit about your background, how your corporate life looked, and what made you want to take that leap and go into network marketing.
Sure. Yeah, this was a really long time ago, guys. So, I graduated college in the early 80s, and that path that we all followed, whoever was around that age group then, was that you went to a good college and you got a stable degree. I got a degree in business management with a marketing minor, and you went to work for a good company, and you were going to stay there and work your way up the ladder. And, everybody in our tribe, my husband included, did that really, really well, and I did not. I changed jobs every 2 years because I just couldn't find the right job. And at one of the positions that I held, my first mentor came into my life. And she was the first person ever to say to me, "You are never going to fit this 9-to-5 mold. You need to sit down and write out what it is your dream life would look like in such clarity that you can then manifest it and go to work at it." And again, this was a really long time ago. So I did that. I took a day off at work, and with a legal pad of paper, I went to work at writing out very, very, very clearly in every area of my life what I wanted it to look like. Specifically, I wrote a lot about if I were to be an entrepreneur, what would that be? Because like I said, nobody had ever given me that idea before. So I wrote out things around, if I were going to work with company. I'd want to be with one that had a lot of women in it, and there was a lot of personal growth, maybe in health and wellness. Really didn't know. And then I wrote a lot about maybe I'll be a consultant. And literally on the last line at one of those pieces of paper, out of my head for the first time ever, was a line that I wrote that someday I wanted to teach people about vision and goal setting. So a couple years later, having my son, my first baby, still working full time, putting him in daycare, totally hating it, making about that much money and working this many hours, I got introduced to my first business in network marketing. And my son was 2. I was 5 months pregnant with my daughter. I went to a presentation in a room full of about 30 people, and I went, I'm in. And
what was it that you heard that like you really like that clicked with you?
Well, it was everything I had written out, you guys. It was all the things I wanted. I wanted to be able to work from home, set my own hours. I'm very self-disciplined and hardworking. I just didn't like doing it on somebody else's hours and being told that I could only have 2 weeks vacation and an hour for lunch. Just did not. Right. So I wanted to be able to work my own hours, work around my kiddos, raise them, make a lot more money than I would ever be able to do in a corporate world. I had been introduced to the network marketing industry prior to finding this company, and I totally got it. I totally got how you do something once and then get paid repeatedly for it, and how you can stay really, really focused on helping other people grow. So it's a win-win scenario. So the very first thing I wanted to do was, of course, start bringing people in with me who wanted the same thing I wanted, and then just teach them the system. So a lot of who I am today, I really credit to all the years that I've been in the industry, because so much personal growth and being around the best of the best people in the world that just pour life into you, see you at your greatness, and then just teach you a system.
I think it's one of the things that is so misunderstood. I feel like network marketing is like business 101. You're getting a master's in business from the skills that you learn. And I always share with people that, this industry and this profession teaches you things that you can't even begin to imagine. You don't even know you need those skills, but it is really a master's in business.
Yes. Yeah, it's beyond anything you can learn in college or working for corporate, because so much of your success in network marketing relies on you becoming a better person. And you're so right, Kim. Some of the things that I learned painfully as I was going up the ranks were a lot of the things that were not such great things about my leadership. And it was very humbling. But if you truly want this and you want everything that comes with it, you can only become a better person by saying, you know what, I now realize how I can be better at this. But the beautiful thing is that you are surrounded by a tribe of people that are reminding you every day how good you are, how to be better, and love you through it. And there's no other industry or culture that really does that.
And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions too. I mean, you talked about mentorship, you talked about personal growth, leadership, you talked about, income potential.
Right.
I think so many times, as Kim said, this is a misunderstood profession. And a lot of times people will think that this is just a little hobby, a way to make a little extra money.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you mentioned, for a lot of people, they don't get that experience in corporate, right? Because heaven forbid you help somebody, you're going to lose the opportunity to get promoted.
That's right.
Here, the only way to, get ahead in network marketing is to promote other people and to help other people grow. And I think that's one of the biggest, not only misconceptions, but one of the biggest differences between working in corporate and working in network marketing. Did you see that as well?
Absolutely. And now I know this because I built a second business, as you guys mentioned, about 8 years ago, from scratch. And it's been so interesting to me to see how much harder it's been to do that. I love it, and it's my passion, as you guys know. But you don't have that built-in tribe, number one. You have to go seek it out and pay for coaching. you know, it all relies on you in the beginning of bringing the income. And when you step into, an industry like network marketing from the get-go, you're not having to seek out the tribe. You're not having to 100% make it all happen yourself, especially if you come in knowing that you want to be a leader and grow a team. And, the other thing about it is that the system's already in place. The marketing materials are already in place. I mean, you don't have to invest anything in other than your work ethic. And that's why, you were saying, Shari, so many people treat it like a hobby, and you can do that. Mm-hmm. You absolutely. And most of the people in network marketing do it that way. And if they're okay with it, awesome. They just want to make a couple $100 a month here and there. Nothing wrong with doing that. The challenge becomes when people think that they can treat it like a hobby and make a 6-figure residual income. And that's the difference, is people need to know that, like any business model, and I coach a lot of clients in a lot of different business models, it's all math.
It's all math.
All math.
So I want to go back to something you said at the very beginning, because you said you wrote down your vision and everything started to happen, and network marketing filled a lot of those holes. And I think so many people don't take time because we get so busy in that rat race and, doing so many things. They don't take time to really think about their vision. And then when they do write their vision, it's, I want to make more money. I want to have more time. And I know you coach a lot of people about being really specific. And what would you say to people who right now they're thinking, I want to get out of this 9-to-5, but I really just feel stuck and I don't know what I want. I don't even know how to craft that vision.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've banked a whole second career on it, you guys, and I've talked to the people. So here's the starting point that most people don't do. Like I did, I took an entire day off and in a very quiet space, let my heart and my head just spill onto paper. Everything I wanted in every area of my life. So when I teach this, I talk about 5 areas that you can really craft a clear vision around. And I'll talk about that in a second. But here's the game changer, is nobody thinks about 2 non-negotiables, which is time and aging. So when I ask people to get in that quiet space and to pour out of their heart and out of their head onto paper what they specifically want, I give them a time frame specifically to write as if it's 3 years from that day. So I get them to date it at the top 3 years from that date. And then the next thing I get them to think about is ages, their own ages, kids' ages, grandkids, nieces, nephews, parents, everybody who's involved in your life. How old will they be on that day? Because you can't stop time and we can't stop aging. And nobody thinks about that. They don't think ahead. So, I'm right now 58. So 3 years from now, I'm going to be 61. I just can't even believe it. And there's a lot that I see in my life happening 3 years from now. My daughter just got married 2 years ago, had first baby number 1 in May. And I'm sure 3 years from now, there probably will be a baby number 2. And so everything that I am crafting my life to look like right now is all around the family structure that she envisions and what I envision as being a part of that. So that includes things like, okay, what does my family life look like? What does my faith and community life look like? What does my fitness and health life look like? Because, hello, 61, I got to take care of myself. And my grandbaby he's big. He's not even 5 months and I can barely pick him up. What does my finance and career life look like? And then the last one is, what does my foundational character look like? And these are those things that personally I want to become better at as a person. And so we get to write this letter in great detail in all those areas as if they're already happening. It's already happened, because the brain goes to work at creating what it sees and hears and what you write. So we have to get super, super clear. And most people, when I ask them if they have a vision, what they've got is something very, very vague rolling around in their brain that's not on paper. Nobody knows about it. It's a big secret. And so they've got a someday plan, and someday just doesn't work.
Well, I will.
Sorry.
We're big. Someday it's not happening, right? But I will share with you that when I was single and I was looking I really wanted to be in a relationship. I really wanted to find my husband. And I wrote down such like a detailed list of what were my must-haves, what were my would likes, what were my dream traits. And I was really focused on it. 6 days later, I met my husband. And so for all those people who don't really understand the power of just getting clear on what you want, that taking that day could be that day that transforms your entire life.
Well, it's everything. And I've learned a lot about manifesting and energy, and a lot about that in the past year and a half. And not so much is it so important so that you can get really clear on your game plan. It really is you putting yourself in a whole different energy level to allow God, the universe, to bring it to you, because it's already there. I learned this. I heard a speaker 2 days ago who is like my new obsession say, if you're thinking about it, it's already there. It's not that you have to go get it or create it. If it's a thought and it's in your heart, that means it's already there.
I love that.
Me too. It gave me chills because it is so, so true. We are the only people that block all that is there, that is waiting to land on us. So what happened for me and what happened for you, Kim, that day is, that day, and I know this so true, I got very, very present with God, and we just started collaborating. And because of that, the ripple effect began because I had opened the door. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you did this not only for your network marketing business, but for your other coaching business as well.
Yes.
And so was there anything that network marketing taught you that you transferred and translated into your other business? Because, first you have your vision, everything you write down, you join network marketing, you become part of a tribe and everyone supporting you and having that system in place. And then there was more in your heart, obviously, that said, I want to make an even bigger impact. And so you did the vision again. So how did network marketing help you make that transition and help you feel confident starting your own business? Because that's really what this is all about. I mean, network marketing doesn't necessarily have to be your passion, but it can definitely be a pathway or a vehicle to get into your passion.
That's right. Well, so much of who I am led me to be confident enough to teach and do what I do now and create what I've created now. I would not have been prepared to handle with this business what I've had to handle had I not go through all of the learning curves going up the ranks of a network marketing company. There's a lot. So I built a lot of strength, a lot of confidence, a lot of what I teach to my clients that are in network marketing and those who are not, and I have a lot who are not, I use my examples of network marketing all the time. And one of the biggest things I teach is the mathematical part. So what's beautiful when you're in a network marketing company is they give you targets with dates. So I use this all the time. One of my favorite things in the company I was in was the annual trips that we could earn. And I earned all of them while I was really building, because I wanted residual income and trips for the family. So what I loved about it is they gave us a start date and a stop date. And then there was a point system. So you knew exactly when you had to start, when you had to end, and what you had to do in between. They also gave us dates for being at certain levels by, the conference coming up and being awarded certain things. So there were built-in mathematical things with non-negotiable dates. What's hard for people outside of network marketing is they don't have that. So I have to teach them to build it into their own system. Because if they don't have the non-negotiable dates, you guys, when they hit all the walls, and they do, just like in network marketing, it's tough, right? They get tested every day. Without those non-negotiable dates of things they're shooting for, they're going to quit, and they're going to drift, and they're going to be inconsistent. And that's where we get so frustrated, whether you're in network marketing or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you said that you went to hear more about network marketing and you just got it. You saw it as the solution. There are so many people that don't get it right away, don't see it as a solution, that are even surprised that it is like a viable big business, like what would you say to people who maybe have never even considered it and don't understand the industry as how this could be really that vehicle?
Right. Well, the first thing always is the vision. You know, when I wrote my vision out and what I wanted my life to look like, it was a no-brainer for me when I got introduced to the network marketing industry because it checked off all the boxes. So if you're not really super clear on the lifestyle you want, it's not going to be as clear to you as it was for me that day. I sat in that room going, oh my God, this is everything I wrote out and more. Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. It can pass you by. So you've got to get super clear on what you want. And the second thing is that most people, I believe, you know, I stepped into network marketing 27 years ago. And in 27 years ago, not only was it really, really vague for people, it didn't really have a great reputation. Now I think it's a whole different ballgame because so many millionaires are being birthed out of really great network marketing companies right now. It's unbelievable. Anybody can do it. That's one of the things I love about it. You know, it doesn't matter what your background is, what your circumstances are, what your education level or not is. It does not matter. Anybody can start and follow a system and go to the top. I think what it really comes down to, you guys, and this is universal with anybody starting anything, is it's not necessarily not being educated so much anymore, because I think there is more education on it. It's just flat out fear. It's always fear. It's not that they can't see it. It's all the self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
Am I worthy? Can I really do this? What are people going to think? Especially if you've got family members like I did that were like, you're going to do what? You have a business degree and you're going to walk away from that? So I think it's just fear, and people just need to, that's why, again, the vision needs to be so big, because the vision for me was so much bigger than all the fear and the doubt and the walls and all the things I had to get through. It just kept me going every day.
Did you have any fears and doubts when you started?
Ugh.
Or
every day. Every day, not only my own, but again, I had people around me who thought I was crazy. You know, one of the biggest reasons people quit, like within the first 2 weeks in a network marketing company, is because the people they think that are going to support them and be their biggest cheerleaders, their biggest customers, be on their team, usually, unfortunately, are the ones that are telling them the opposite. And that's hard to fight. But yeah, I mean, so, you know, and then you get people that come in and they quit. And so you start doubting your leadership, and are you really supposed to do this? And then, you know, the longer the company's around, sometimes there's some movement in the company that happens, you know, all sorts of stuff. And I still have them today. I just have learned to have a different relationship with fear. And I learned that in my journey in network marketing. I've learned now that if I'm feeling fearful about something, 99% of the time it's because I'm about to do something really, really good. And the adversary does not want me doing it. Call it whatever you want. Mm-hmm.
And so now, you know, you've been through the corporate, you found network marketing, and now that has transitioned for you to really teach people and coach people about vision. Tell us more about your path now and where you're going and what you're doing and how we can follow you.
Yeah, thank you. You know, so I've been coaching entrepreneurs, as I've mentioned a couple times, in many different business models, which I still do. Specifically, I start with their vision, because we can't go anywhere without that. So I get their vision down, and then I am able to help them craft a year-long, very metrics-based, quantitative, putting targets on paper kind of thing, so that they can really see the money come in, right? So I still do that. But my passion has shifted quite a bit over the past 6 years, 3 years specifically, when I lost my son to suicide, as really, really focused right now on young adults. Also lost my husband to suicide before my son, for people who don't know that. And there's lots of reasons for suicide, but one of the biggest reasons is loss of vision. People just have no idea who they are, where they're going, and losing hope is a really bad thing for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing this really big in the young adult age range. And when I when I say young adult, somebody had me clarify this the other day, because what she thought I meant young adult and what I thought were two different things. I'm specifically talking about, let's say, early 20s to early 30s. This is where our kiddos are coming out of a system that didn't necessarily set them up properly for happiness, authenticity, being resourceful enough, just really, really following their own heart and their own path. And so when they get out in the world, they get really, really lost and they don't know how to connect to each other. So I really I'm starting to work now on building a platform for young adults to teach them vision, finding their purpose, and collaborating with a lot of other speakers who do some really great life skill stuff that they didn't learn in school, and unfortunately in their own homes. So that's what I'm very passionate about right now.
I think you really hit the nail on the head with that connection.
Yes.
And I know for me, when I started my network marketing business, I had no idea that I even wanted that or needed it. And what happens when you start a network marketing business, you are typically you're engrossed with this community and you have all this connection and all these people cheering you on and supporting you. Right. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. This is awesome. People are cheering for me. I have people over here helping me, people over here. And never before had I had that type of support. And I think that connection is such a critical piece. And it's why I also like that network marketing can be such a good training ground. And it's what people, especially in 2020, are really missing, that connection. So I'm so glad that you brought that up.
Yeah.
And I just want to touch, you talked briefly about, losing your husband and your son to suicide. And that is such an important issue right now, especially again in 2020, as people are in their homes. And you have done such a great job to raise awareness. I'd love for you to share just a little bit about that journey and the book that you wrote with your daughter. So our audience, if they're, have somebody in their life that is dealing with that issue, it's such an important issue. And I really want to make sure that you can share that piece of your journey. And then also maybe how network marketing helped you get through that, because I can't even imagine losing one person in my family, let alone two, and so close together. And I know a lot of your support system came from network marketing. So if you could just share a little bit more about that journey, the book, and how people can get access to that as well, because I think that's a big service.
Well, to answer your first question, how network marketing helped me, what I learned through every adversity going through that journey, I got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I also got more and more clear on who I am and what my purpose is. And I say this all the time to people. When I do a workshop on vision, I talk about the top 10 things that having a clear vision helps fix. And they're usually pretty big epidemic things. And one of the things that I say is that your vision anchors you in your purpose. And when you're anchored in your purpose, you don't drift from it, no matter what happens. So test after test after test after test in the network marketing journey, being so anchored in my vision, when that adversity hit, I still stayed rooted in who I am and what I'm doing. And as a matter of fact, because of the circumstances that I'm in, I am very, very aware that this has always been a part of the plan for me. So now I'm 10 times more passionate than I was when I even started. So it's like pieces of a puzzle. Network marketing, piece of the puzzle. Me becoming a speaker, piece of the puzzle. It's just all fitting together. When my husband died in 2014, my son at that point had just graduated from college and my daughter was a junior in college. And so what happened at that point is we just shifted really quickly. And we just set up a whole new culture for us as a family. Lots of details in there, and it is shared in our book. And then when my son died 3 years later, it became my daughter and I carrying on this torch, so to speak. So last year, we co-authored a book called Keep Looking Up. And in the book, we share the story a little bit more, but the purpose for the book for us was to teach people what we have learned going through this adversity, to help other people who are going through any adversity they're going through. It doesn't necessarily need to be suicide in their family. It could be, we all grieve for certain things in different ways. So not only do we hope that it will help people going through their own thing, but the biggest question we got from a lot of people that came forward to us were people, and I get messages every single day, you guys, from people going, okay, I just found out that my cousin is having really dark thoughts and I don't know what to do. Or I get a friend reaching out to me saying, my best friend's husband just died of a heart attack and I don't know what to do. So a lot of what we share in the 11 chapters is how you can help somebody else. Because everybody wants to help you, they just don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And so 9 out of 10 times, because they don't know what to do, they fade from your life. And it's not really what you want, and it's not what they want either, but it's just, it is. So that's the biggest purpose of the book, Keep Looking Up, was to help people shed some light on adversity and how to move through it and how to help somebody else.
I love that. It's so important. And just thank you so much for sharing your heart, sharing your story. I think, I love what you said about, vision. It anchors your purpose. And I just want to circle back to, writing down that vision and really being crystal clear so that you have that anchor. I think that is such a good lesson for all of us. So thank you for sharing your heart with us.
You're very welcome. I'm honored that you guys asked me.
Yes. And the last thing that we always ask everyone is, how has network marketing changed your life?
And we know you kind of answered a lot of it, but is there something that you could just say, wow, because of network marketing?
Or even advice that you would give to somebody who is stuck in corporate right now, is looking at the potential of making that shift, not necessarily quitting their job and doing it right away, but at some point doing this alongside, and whatever that may look like for that person.
Yeah. You don't have to quit your job to start a business, especially in network marketing, because the pieces are already there. I was working full-time when I started. 2-year-old son, full-time job, 5 months pregnant, traveling husband. And my goal within my first 90 days before that baby was born was to get to the first level in the company, because I knew how much I would be making there. And it was all I needed to quit my job, get my son out of daycare, and stay home. So it's just a matter of, number one, does this fit your lifestyle? Like I said earlier, it checked all the boxes for me of what I wanted. 2, to find the company that you align with, the culture, the belief in the product, the belief in the whole structure of it, which is what sold me coming into the industry where I did, and still does. I'm still very, very connected to all the people in my company, and still have one foot in it, as you guys know. Some of my best friends and my mentors are in this industry. What it did for me is what's the word I'm looking for? It helped the best Carey Conley unfold. And that's what it does for people. And there's no safer place to do it.
Right.
You've got a built-in track with a system.
Right.
Well, and as you just said too, you still have that network marketing business. That's not something that you have to give up either. So you can go from working working full-time and building this on the side, to building a network marketing business, starting another business, and still having that.
Yes.
Again, it's that pathway or that vehicle that really helps you get to your passion. And we know that your passion is vision, and that's what you were meant to do.
That's right.
And I think I just want to end with, what you said about, it gives you this safe place to be the best version of yourself, but it also gives you that place where you get to learn and earn, and a safe place to make those mistakes and grow while you still are earning an income and being surrounded by people who are coaching you and helping you. So thank you so much, Carey. We just adore you, and we can't wait for people to cast their vision with you. We can't wait for your new project with young adults. I think you are right on target, and you're going to change so many more lives.
No. Thank you guys. From your mouths to God's ears.
All right.
We love you.
We love you. Bye.
Love you too. Thank you.